Hi guys, BoylerRoom here. Just wanted to do a quick video on the vendor roles. So this is a new series I want to start, and I'm hoping that you guys will get on board and enjoy it. If you want to know more, or it's something that you like, or you've got some comments or suggestions, please pop them in the comments below. What I'm going to do is run through all the vendors and find the items that are the best or most useful for you to get to 12 tiers on any of your characters. So I'll check out all the vendors for the Hunter, the Warlock, and the Titan. Some vendors, like Eris over here, have all three classes available. Then you can see here the Hunter, the Titan, and then the Warlock. Bond, the Speaker, and Shiro are also like that, so I'll only see them once. The other vendors, you'll all see the three individual Vanguard vendors. You'll see Shaxx 3 times, the faction leaders 3 times, and Variks 3 times. So let's get into it. So Eris Morn has a cloak with a 55 roll, a mark with a 55 roll, and a bond at 55. None of these are going to be really effective in getting you to 12 tiers this week for any of your classes, so I would give Eris a miss. So for the Speaker, we've got 2 cloaks, 2 bonds, and 2 marks. The 2 ghosts, ignore those, they are not worth it. And for the Hunter, we've got a 55 roll and a 53 roll. They are not any good. You want a 60 roll. You're looking for 25 and 35, 25 and 35 on any class item on any ghost. Again, we don't see that here. 23, 33. So we've got a 57 roll and a 55 roll for the marks. And for the Warlocks, we've got another 57 and a 53. So the Speaker this week doesn't have anything useful for any of your classes to get to 12 tiers. Shiro. Okay, the Mantle of Galleon is 2 stat points short of perfect. At Shiro, he's 2 stat points in the intellect department shy of perfect roll. Perfect discipline roll there. The Titan Silimar's Iron Sash, again 2 stat points short on the strength roll there, so not terrible, not great, very good roll, not perfect. And the Scory's Iron Bond is a 33-24. I would not pick that up. In fact, I would probably give all of these a miss, unless of course you really like the design. But personally I would wait for a better roll if you were going to spend your legendary engram and glimmer. For the Hunter, Shaxx has got a 97 roll on the gauntlets, which is very good. It's 2 stat points short of perfect stats. It's got an intellect discipline stat. It's also got increased melee attack speed, which is wrong. It's actually decreased melee cooldown time. Switchblade is a wrong perk, and we won't get into that right now. And it has increased reload speed for shotguns. So if you are enjoying running around with a shotgun, then this sort of thing might be for you, especially if in, say, Supremacy or that sort of thing. This can definitely help you get to 12 tiers. It's certainly something I would look at. The boots here are a 125 roll, 10 stat points short of the max. I would not even consider those. And a 56 roll on the cloak. I would also give that a miss. The chest piece here is a 142 roll. That's 5 stat points short of perfect. It might be something that you would consider. I personally would not buy it. It's not quite as high as I would like, especially for the 75 marks that I would need to spend. And none of these ghosts are anywhere near worth looking at. They are all 55 or 57 rolls, which is far too far below the 60 max. 350 is the highest infusible light that has any kind of stat impact. So I would ignore the ghosts. So far, the only thing worth buying here for a Hunter from Shaxx is the gauntlets. And we've got a 105 roll for the helmet, which is also 6 stat points below max. I'd give that one a miss as well. Kate is selling a 95 stat roll on the gauntlets, which I would not look at. Again, it's 2 stat points below what Shaxx is selling. I'd give that a miss. 125, it's 10 stat points below perfect. I'd miss that on the boots. 55 on the cloak, and a 138 on the chest piece. None of these armor pieces are worth considering so far. And we're looking at a 100 roll on the helmet. Again, I would give that one a miss as well. If you're looking for 12 tiers, Cade is not going to help you this week. And again, he's only got 55 and 57 stat rolls on the Ghost. For the Hunter, New Monarchy has a 93 roll on the gauntlets. I'd steer clear of those. A 127 roll on the boots, not very good. And we're getting closer to a decent roll here, but again, it's only a 58. If you don't have a very, very good, perfect stat roll, intellect and discipline cloak, this might be something you'd look at, but I would not buy it. The helmet we've got here is a 103 roll. Again, I'd skip that one. And the chest piece is a 142. It's the same as what Shaxx is selling in terms of stats, but it's just not something that I would consider. For the Hunter, I'd probably steer clear of New Monarchy as well, unless you absolutely need that cloak, but I wouldn't buy it. And quickly, the Ghosts at the bottom here are a 55 and 57 roll. None of those are worth buying either. So for the Hunter, Dead Orbit is selling a 97 roll on the gauntlets. Again, you might grab these. These are the same sort of stat roll as Shaxx. Shaxx is selling intellect discipline, and Dead Orbit is selling intellect strength. They've got increased melee attack speed, and they've got increased sniper reload. So if you're more of a sniper instead of a shotgunner, then maybe these ones would be the ones for you. These gauntlets would be the gauntlets for you, for your Hunter. The boots that Dead Orbit is selling are a 133 roll, 2 stat points off of perfect. If you're looking for intellect and strength boots, especially if you love fusion rifles or you run a Night Stalker, then these boots are definitely worth buying for 12 tiers. The cloak that he's selling here is only a 54, so I would skip that completely. But this helmet here is a 1 stat point shy of a perfect intellect strength roll. 46-65, 45-64. If it was 46-65 in both intellect and strength, that would be the perfect intellect strength stat roll. If you're looking for an excellent helmet to help you get up to 12 tiers, and you like the bonus super grenade energy on grenade kills, and you like bonus grenade energy on all pickups, this could be for you. And this chest piece is only a 141. I would probably steer clear of that as well. And finally, for the Hunter, Future War Cult is selling a 89 roll on the gauntlets, which is a terrible roll. I'd skip that completely. A 123 roll on boots, again terrible. A 57 roll on the cloak, again terrible. 100, which is terrible. And a 131 roll on the chest piece. Basically, if you're a Hunter, steer clear of Future War Cult for armor this week. And the Ghosts, again, 55 and 57 rolls. No vendors are selling any very good Ghosts this week. Okay, so Variks in the reef. Variks has a 33-21 discipline strength roll on Devil's Guise. Nothing there. 33-21 and a 33-24 Cowl's Cloak. So none of these rolls are particularly handy for the Hunter. For the Warlock, Shaxx is selling a 97 roll on the gauntlets, same as the Hunter, which is very good. Again, it's got increased melee attack speed and shotgun reload speed. Worth buying, definitely. The boots are a 125, 10 stat points below, not worth looking at. The Warlock Bond is 55 stat points, not worth looking at. The chest armor is a 142, the same as the Hunter. Again, you know, you might look at it, but I would probably steer clear. The helmet is a 105, 6 stat points short of perfect. I wouldn't buy that one. and these ghosts are not worth looking at either at 55 and 57 stat points. If you're looking for something from here for Shaxx, if you're a Warlock and you're looking for an intellect discipline role with increased melee attack speed and shotgun reload speed, then this might be the gauntlets set for you, but otherwise Shaxx doesn't really have much either. For the Warlocks, Ikora Rey is selling a 95 stat roll on the gauntlets. I'd miss those. A 125 stat roll on the leg armor, I'd also give those a miss. A 56 stats on the Warlock bond, not worth looking at. And a 138 on the chest. All of this is the same as Cade was selling for the Hunter. 55 and 57 rolls on these ghosts, which are all not worthy of looking at, and a 100 roll on the helmet. I would just steer clear of the Vanguard by the looks of things if you're a Warlock. For the Warlocks, New Monarchy is selling a 94 stat roll gauntlet, not worth it. A 122 on the boots, again not worth it. I wouldn't look at the bond, it's a 55. A 101 on the helmet, and a 138 roll on the robes. None of these are worth looking at. I would skip New Monarchy as a Warlock this week. 55, 57 rolls on those ghosts as well. So New Monarchy, not helpful this week. For the Warlock this week, Dead Orbit is selling a 95 roll on the gauntlets. I would miss those. A 123 roll on the leg armor and a 55 roll on the Warlock bond. None of those are particularly useful and won't help you get to 12 tiers. The 106 on the helmet may help. It's a little far away. Generally you're looking for 107, 108 and above in a helmet, but that might be something that you would find useful, especially if you're looking for a discipline strength roll on a helmet with these particular perks, Inverse Shadow and Infusion. I find those my two favorite perks on helmets most of the time. And finally, the chest piece, which gives you a 131 stat roll. I would not buy anything from Dead Orbit if you're a Warlock, except maybe at a really big stretch this helmet. Personally, I would miss it. And none of these ghosts are worth looking at. We've got 55 and 57 rolls again. None of the vendors this week are selling particularly good ghosts for 12 tiers. And finally, for the Warlock, Future War Cult this week is selling a 93 roll on the gauntlets. I'd skip those. A 133 roll on the boots. This is again 2 stat points shy of perfect if you're looking for an intellect strength roll for fusion rifles with arc ability. So if you're a Stormcaller running a fusion rifle, these might well be the boots that you would be looking for. Alternatively, if you want that extra rocket launcher ammo for something like Galahorn, then again, these might be the boots that you would be looking for here at Future War Cult. This bond is a 59 bond. I would certainly look at this, but I look for perfect stat rolls, 60 and 60 in my class item and my ghost. But if you don't have a perfect stat roll and you're looking for a discipline strength roll, then this one may be something that you would look at, especially if you want that increased Crucible reputation from that bond. The helmet is a 101, not worth looking at, and this chest piece is also a 134, a long way off perfect stats. So here, these boots, and maybe the bond, but personally, the boots are the only thing worth buying here that will get you up and around 12 tiers. Again, the ghosts are 54 and 57 stat points out of 60 and not worth buying. And let's see what Variks has for the Warlock.
I help you. Help me.
The Devil's Bond is 2 stat points short of perfect in the intellect department, so not something that I would personally buy. Again, we're talking quite a long way. We've got 5 stat points short on the King's Bond, Intellect Discipline, and we have 3 stat points short on the Kel's Bond. So Variks doesn't have anything worth looking at here. For the Titans, Shaxx is selling a 97 roll, Intellect Discipline, increased melee attack speed and shotgun. Gauntlets, there's certainly something I would look at. 125s on the boots, 56 on the mark, a 142 on the chest, and a 105 on the helmet, with the same 55 and 57 roll on these ghosts. The gauntlets are the only thing worth looking at here. Again, same as all the other classes. If you're interested in running a shotgun with intellect and discipline and an increased melee attack speed, then these may well be the gauntlets for you.
Go do what you do best.
For the Titans, Zavala is selling a 95 roll gauntlet, a 125 roll leg armor piece, a 56 on the mark, a 138 on the chest piece, and a 100 stat point helmet. None of those are particularly useful, and the same 55 and 57 rolls on the ghosts. So none of the Vanguard this week are selling anything particularly useful. For the Titan, New Monarchy is selling a 95 roll on the gauntlets, a 125 roll on the boots, a 59 roll on the mark, a 100 roll on the helmet, a 138 roll on the chest piece, and the same 55 and 57 rolls in ghosts. None of these are particularly useful, except for maybe the mark if you're looking for a near perfect intellect discipline roll that increases upgrade speed for the hand cannon and adds the Crucible Champion perk just here. It's also a New Monarchy mark, so if you're looking to complete the exotic New Monarchy class item quest, then, you know, maybe you would look at buying that particular mark as well. But otherwise, New Monarchy doesn't have anything for the Titan. For the Titan, Dead Orbit is selling an 89 set of gauntlets. Wow, that's low. 120 for the boots. That's also super low. A 56 roll on the mark, which is very low, and we're looking at a 101 on the helmet. All of these so far are very, very poor rolls for stats. And then we hit this chest piece, which has a 146 roll, which is 1 stat point short of the perfect roll. If you're a Titan, you're looking for an intellect strength roll with increased pulse rifle ammo, and also increased armor or recovery on splash damage for void. Then if you run a defender Titan, you like a pulse rifle, and you're looking for an intellect and strength roll, I would 100% recommend this armor piece from Dead Orbit. I would definitely recommend buying it. The ghosts are the same 55 and 57 rolls as everyone else is selling. Complete rubbish. And finally, for the Titan, Future War Cult is selling another 89 roll gauntlet piece, not worth looking at, a 125 boot piece, and a 57 mark. None of those 3 are worth looking at rank 1. At rank 2, we have a 107, which is starting to get into the range for helmets that you're interested in. If you're looking for a discipline strength roll and you need to just creep into that 12 tiers, this one can get you there, provided you have those max stats in your class item and your ghost, and you have a very good artifact. You have those 3 things in place, you can get to 12 tiers with this particular helmet. And the chest piece here at 135 is still a long way off. I would not even consider that one. And down here we've got the same 55 and 57 roll ghosts for the Titan on Future War Cult. So the only thing worth looking at here may be the helmet, but I would probably steer clear unless it's the one thing that's going to tip you into 12 tiers if you're looking for a discipline strength roll. Okay, for the Titan, let's see what Variks has.
Yes.
He has the Devil's Mark, again near perfect stats, intellect strength. So 1 stat point short in the intellect department on the Devil's Mark. We've got 3 stat points short on the King's Mark, if you're looking for an intellect discipline roll, and 4 stat points short on the Kel's Mark. So the only one worth looking at here, Devil's Mark, if you're looking for an intellect strength roll, but personally I'm looking for the perfect roll on my Ghost and on my Mark, or on my class item, depending on obviously what it is that you're looking to roll, whether intellect discipline, intellect strength, or discipline strength. I would always be looking for a 25-35, 25-35 perfect stat roll on both of those items, because that is going to be super important for you getting to 12 tiers if that's what you're looking to do.
You call.
So I hope you got something out of this video, Guardians. Please, if you've got any suggestions or comments, please pop them in the comments below. I will try and get back to you as quickly as possible. If you got something out of this video, hit the thumbs up and the like button. Don't forget to tell your friends. Subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me anytime on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Twitch. My gamer tag, BoylerRoom81, is my handle on each of those channels. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
The Ishtar